Before it all began, there was the void that contained the essence of everything. Within the void existed the gods who created the universe, except for one. He was not of the gods, but remained apart, and dwelled in a terrible place called the Outworld.
Whose idea was Mortal Kombat?
The initial idea,
I woke up.
My name is David Mikicic, and I'm a graphic artist.
My name's Dan Ford, and I do sounds and music. And those people.
My name is Ed Boone. I'm co-designer and programmer.
My name's Tony Goski, and do backgrounds and special effects.
John Vogel, backgrounds and special effects.
John Tobias, and co-designer and lead artist.
Steve Moran, and I'm a video artist.
Our motto in Williams is always that reality is boring. Nobody wants to pay for reality. We take everything beyond reality to the point where it's, the only way to do this is through our video game.
It's the perfect blending of everything. I mean, the game is fun to play. It's got good graphics, and it's got a decent backstory to it.
It's easy to come up with the ideas, anybody can come up with ideas for games and stuff, but it's to actually convert something from an idea in your head into reality, into something that is a sellable product. That's where the challenge is.
It's all an illusion. It's all an illusion.
This is sort of the very first concept of the story. This guy here eventually became Shang Tsung.
The mystique and all that whole feeling of it was really, the foundation of that was really what John Tobias kind of envisioned.
One thing Mortal Kombat does for all of us is it puts you in a mood or puts you in a setting where you're sort of able to create things that are surreal. Mortal Kombat 1 took place more, on an earthly environment, in an Asian type of setting. In part 2, we knew that we were going to send our characters to sort of a different world, and so the door was completely open for us to kind of interpret that in any way we wanted.
Mortal Kombat 3 has so much hidden stuff, it's just endless, it's just the amount of stuff that we packed in there.
Okay, come here. I don't know if I should be telling you this, but I'm going to show you a move, okay? Listen. You have to go back, forward, back, and then down. And then push the run button. And if you do that really fast, he'll be your friend forever.
The button and joystick combinations were the expected. You know, everybody would start looking for them immediately. And that's when I believe Ed came up with this whole sort of combination lock system.
There's 6 little boxes, 3 of which are controlled by player 1, 3 of which are controlled by player 2. Try different combinations of those 6. There's a million possible combinations to see what can be unlocked in the game.
Well, we test the games. When it comes close to the time that the game is done, they have us come in and we just play it. We play them all day long and look for bugs.
The difference between Mortal Kombat 2 and Mortal Kombat 3 is that they added a run button, and when you use the run button, it makes you aggressive towards your opponent. You're gonna have to keep on using the run over and over and over to attack your opponent.
What we're going to show you now is a few simple combos that'll get you started playing. A lot of characters have a simple combo with kicks, which usually involves three presses of the same button. Like Cyrax has, you press high kick twice and then back and high kick for the final hit. He does 3 hits and knocks the opponent away.
My favorite move would probably be Kano's chokehold. It'll be down towards low punch.
One of my favorite codes is disable blocking. Each player presses block twice when the code things come up on the screen, and it turns off blocking, so you can't be a defensive player. You have to play offensively or you're going to lose, because there's no way you can block anybody's hits.
I'm the MK3 kid. I did the Nightmare black and white spot with the whole eye thing, and then I also did the color stomach spot, also known as Blackbirds, actually.
In the TV commercial for the home game, there are codes hidden in, you know, background objects, or, you know, a wall or a fence or something like that.
I'll be walking down the halls of my school, and I'll hear from one end to the other, you know, Mortal Kombat. We started at 8 in the morning, and there were actually 2 directors. I got in, and it took them about 2.5 hours to get all the lighting set. They were moving pieces around, checking different lighting, which kind of strobes to put where. I couldn't move, because if I moved, the angles on my face would mess up the light.
All right, here we go. Quiet, please. Roll tape.
And he'd talk me through different emotional states, and okay, you're being chased, you're being scared, now you're turning around and you're fighting this creature, so look angry while you're moving your eyes and you twitch and wake up! And he'd spaz and I'd have to open my eyes.
Crackling good.
And then there's John Vogel. He did backgrounds for part 1. He did some stop motion animation stuff for part 2, and he did some backgrounds in part 3.
He worked on backgrounds along with Tony Goski.
Tony's probably one of the most respected artists in this department. He's probably, you know, probably one of the best artists in any industry, and he conceptualizes backgrounds as well.
This is the Soul Chamber, and this is where it'll be a Soulnado.
He never ceases to amaze us. Steve Baran worked on Mortal Kombat 3. That was the first one he worked on, and he did the character graphics with John Tobias.
I like doing stuff that's actually kind of shocking. Not so much violent or anything, but just stuff that gets a reaction.
Dave Mikuchich, he's like our resident 3D expert. He kind of got everybody up to speed on doing 3D stuff, and he can crank out anything using a 3D program faster than anybody in the world.
I was in Ed Boon's office the other day. I picked this up from his trash can. It says, for smoke, the ultimate combat code is 10902-22234. Then back, low punch. Shh.
Yummy.
It's important for Mortal Kombat fame.
Dan shows you cool stuff every couple of days. He just comes in and you go, great, this is awesome.
And he's a lot like Ed, where I just have this confidence that, you know, he's going to go away and come back with something spectacular.
Let's see, Johnny Cage Nut Crunch, I believe. Didn't someone make a candy bar, Johnny Cage Nut Crunch bar?
John Tobias
and some of the other guys from the Mortal Kombat team happened to just come up to me and, you know, kind of poke on my arm and say, do you want to do a character? And I said, oh no, can I do a character? He said, yeah, we'd love to have you.
People don't realize that there is a lot of work done in the actual characters and their costumes. I've never asked John for a character that looks like something. He shows me something and says, what do you think of that? And I go, that's great.
See, the inspiration, I think, for a lot of the characters come from all over the place. I mean, they come from movies I've seen when I was a kid. They come from books I've read. I mean, everybody gets inspiration from somewhere.
I started out with NBA Jam as a cheerleader, and then I went to Revolution X as Mistress Helga, and they asked me to do Mortal Kombat. They needed a new Sonya. So I said, sure, I'd love to do it.
Pizza man.
When I was a character here, that sort of like funded me going to school because I wanted to be an artist like all my life.
As with all the Mortal Kombat games, the characters are definitely the most interesting of any fighting game.
Hey, get out of here, man. It's supposed to be
Between Sector and Raiden, who would win?
Raiden would win.
Sector's got it in the bag.
Raiden would win.
Don't even try that. That's totally got it in the bag.
No, get your head out. We're going to settle this outside, man. Oh, I'm good for it now, buddy.
Come on. Come on, pal. Come on. Well, let's see. A character would probably first start with me sitting down, staring at a blank wall for a little while, and then after a while, something will hit me, and I'll just start sketching around different ideas.
We went months and months not having names for these characters, and then we'd have these powwow sessions where everybody would kind of throw out names.
Shang Tsung.
Look at that Saibot.
Hey, you know where Shang Tsung?
Yeah.
What's the combinations for Shang Tsung?
Yeah. We made it as a military prototype. And the other one was just like a security guard at a mall that didn't work out right.
Saibot X11.
There goes XLS. See, anything with X is cool. I like XLS.
There it goes.
Saibot?
That's the bias backwards.
Yeah, no, but I think it sounds cool.
That does sound cool.
Everybody says
Saibot. That could be a good name for the robot. Saibot.
We're gonna have Mayo as a secret character. No Saibot.
Oh man, why?
DEFCON is overused.
Where?
Everywhere.
No.
I've heard that so many times.
Yeah, every time you watch War Games.
Yeah, well, you know what's gonna happen? We're gonna come up with all the names. We're all gonna like them, and Ed's gonna hate every one of them.
95% of them, somebody would say a name, and then there'd be one of us, of the 5 or 6 of us, who would just, you know, have a heart attack just because they hated it so much. And then we're like, okay, I guess that's a no.
That's good.
Don't show that to me.
To get the code for Unlimited Run, each player must press low punch 4 times and block and low kick 6 times.
When we started filming a character, we'd get into work probably roughly around 10 o'clock, and usually the whole filming process takes, you know, all day.
Oh, an average day of a 14-hour shoot. Let's see. Well, we came in and got into makeup. It didn't take too long for Sonya. She doesn't wear much.
And then we have a list, a huge list of animations, kicks, punches, uppercuts, and then the special moves and stuff. And we basically go down that list, capturing every single frame of them performing these moves.
Hi, Raiden. Hi, Sector.
1, 2.
You have to do each move 8 ways. As you see, a joystick goes 8 different ways. So if I was to do a front kick, I'd have to do it frontwards, backwards, sideways, and diagonal 4 different ways.
This is why we have the tape on the floor, just to keep them facing the right direction.
Here's the camera that takes in the signal. We run signals into our beta cam recorder, and we also run a signal here into our PC. And then on our PC here, we have one of our boards connected to that. And also, this is where we do the actual grabbing of frames to be digitized. You can kind of see our talent out there, and I'll really quickly grab some images of them. That's good, Tony. We're able to click through frame by frame delete the frames we don't want, keep the frames that we do like. As a matter of fact, you know what we should do? We should shove them. We should have done that from day one. Somebody just push them real hard.
We should just. All right, now the next animation, just stand there.
One of my favorite fatalities in the game is with the character Kung Lao, and to execute it, you stand right next to your opponent and press forward, forward, back, down, high punch. And what he does is he throws his hat at the opponent and it flies back and forth across the screen, cutting your opponent up into small pieces.
The day that we spent filming is probably, like 2% of the entire amount of time that has to be devoted into doing it.
Once we get the digitized image, it's a lot like painting. And right now we're going through a process where we sort of filter the images through. We'll grab the image and Steve Baran will start and do some Photoshop on the guy, and then we'll hand him over to Tony, who does some touch-up. And then it gets passed over to me, and then I do some of this more detailed touch-up, and then I give it back to Steve, and he kind of separates the different colors and creates the different palettes, and then we give it back to Tony, and he does the final touch-up and stuff and gets it ready for the game.
I did a drawing of this and everything. In 3D, you can make it any size and any lighting, any angle you wanted. Dave Michich did this, the 3D version. It's just ornamental, it's just like kind of a really neat background thing. But I was telling Ed about the story, like it's a soul cage.
I'm working on a friendship move for our Shigoro character. That's her tentative name. She doesn't have a real name yet. Her move is she's going to turn around and she's going to pull out sort of plates and little sticks, and she spins the plates and the sticks and balances them on her hand, and she does this with her back towards you.
Sheeva wins. Friendship.
Friendship? Remember that?
This is Shang Tsung morphing into the robot ninja, who we call Ketchup right now, because right now there's a red guy and there's a yellow guy, so we call them Ketchup and Mustard. But they will have real names later on.
There's new combos that you can do on the ground, like you chain a series of buttons together, a series of moves to get like 7 hits or whatever on the guy, and the first one hits, and the successive hits after that are unblockable. Most combos will start with either a high punch or a high kick. You would press like high kick, and that'll give you the first 2 hits, and then you can move to another button, which is usually the same type of button, like high kick, low kick, which will do a 3-hit combo, or some of them can be chained like high punch, and those are usually followed with like a high kick or a low kick.
And then you know what? And then we can give them numbers, so it'll be poop on you too,
Right.
Whatever can possibly happen in the game, I have to program the game to be able to do that. As you play the game when you first start, the computer's very dumb. It'll just stand there, it'll let you beat it up, and then as you fight the second guy, it'll get a little smarter, and then the third guy a little smarter, and it has to be progressive. It has to be something that's, a smooth increase in the difficulty, because if you play the game the first time and the computer kills you, you're not going to want to play it again.
There's comfort in knowing that the other person is doing their job beyond your expectations. The good thing about working with that is you can hand them some artwork, and you can, you'll see it in the game pretty quickly.
Time! You tell me time!
Striker, who has a combo that'll pop you in the air, you can pretty much chase them across the screen and juggle them all the way across the screen, hitting them.
I like the handstand chokehold. Superb. I think that's my favorite.
My mom was pretty happy when I got my job, because she realized I wasn't wasting my time hanging out in arcades when I was younger. But she said that she was real proud that I was making a living exploiting my talent. Another way to finish your opponent is it's almost kind of humiliating, and it's also funny, is you can turn them into a baby.
Sonya wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
All right, guys, I got something for you. Next time you're in a jam, I want you to try this on your opponent. 2 high kicks, 2 high punches, one low punch, and then back and high punch together. That's my 6-hit combo. It's guaranteed to rock the Outworld.
This is just fantasy.
Players really seem to freak out when we put it on test when they would see something incredible happen like a fatality. You know, just all the blood and, you know, whatever. It shocked them a lot.
I've been by like arcades and stuff and I have been recognized. It's kind of funny. Everybody wants to play me and they're like, no, you don't want to play me. Kids can write me if they send like $3. I send them an autographed picture and I actually do write them back. I try to write everybody back.
This is how you do Sonya's Animality. Hold low punch and get right next to the person and do back towards, down towards. Release low punch and she'll turn into an eagle and lift your opponent in the air and tear him apart with his remains falling from the sky.
But I really do it on live tour too, which is fun.
This is the sound area. This is where they make all the sounds for the games.
You try to imagine the action of playing the game and what the music's gonna do to like get you revved up. Ed gives me a videotape of just sort of scrolling through the backgrounds. I just look at that and try to get some idea about the kind of mood, the kind of setting that we're trying to represent. Now this one in particular, I was thinking, well, this reminds me of Mortal Kombat 2. It's got that very dark Outworld feel that looks like Goro with this green thing in his mouth.
Yes, I do know martial arts. Kung Fu.
I try to get a rhythm going and then fill it out with harmony.
It evolved from your toast.
That's Ed Boon, pitched down a few semitones.
So, I mean, in the movie, he's a Scorpion. You'll see in the credits Ed Boon, voice of Scorpion.
Feel the power of Shao Kahn.
You know, Shao Kahn was played by Steve Ritchie, who is the king, as we all know him. Pinball designer.
Flawless victory.
Basically, everyone has a set of speech calls for attacking, you know, punching, getting hit, you know, getting hit in the face, getting hit in the body.
Animality, or animality, what do you want?
Animality.
Animality.
One of the hardest combos in the game has to be Jax's, because it involves holding down on the joystick while pushing other buttons. So what you do is you hit high kick, down and high punch, and hold down, and continue to hold down and hit high punch again, and then hold back and hit block. And then as you're holding back, hit low punch, and then hold back and hit high punch again for a 7-hit combo, which is super devastating.
We do the arcade version, which is the original one, and then after that's one's been out for about a year or so, then they start converting it into the home platforms, that's where you get the Sega Genesis, the Super Nintendo, the PlayStation, and all that.
Well, the Chicago guys send us the assembly source code, and then we go line by line and convert it into C.
They also drop shipped us all the original artwork that they did, all the finished artwork that went into the game and their file formats, and then it's up to us to rip it out and figure out what file format would be best to use on our PlayStation and convert it down and make it work. We have one piece of hardware that has a particular size of RAM and a CD-ROM, which is in the machine. And so what you have to do is you have to decide what chunks
of sound data have to come off of the CD-ROM into the RAM of the machine, and at one point in the game.
The quality on the PSX is better. It's stereo 44:1 sound, just like you'll buy in any music store, CD shop.
Right.
It's the same stuff.
One of the most amazing things I think we found in the game that we couldn't believe was the fact that Sheeva was a stop-motion puppet. When we were originally just looking at the artwork, we were just saying there's no way. I mean, we see like muscles rippling, it looks like her face is changing, it just looked too real.
One of the codes, if you, on the briefcase screen, if you push the third symbol down 1, you'll get a new exclusive PSX code. Don't think we're going to tell you what it is.
It's really cool, but you'll have to find out on your own.
What's this dude doing?
Great thing.
You're the best, man. No, man. You're the best. No, man. Ray's the best. Ray's the cool, man.
Friendship.
Ray's the best, man.
Game over.
Everyone's dead but me. They can't kill me. Gotta stay smart. They're not gonna win.
Prepare yourself for the most revolutionary animation ever in the world premiere of Mortal Kombat, the animated video. Forget virtual reality. You're there in this awesome PG-rated direct-to-video animated adventure of a lifetime. Get next to the coolest and hottest characters anywhere. Buy the video and you'll also get the making of Mortal Kombat, the live-action movie, plus secret combat codes and a free watch offer. Mortal Kombat, the animated video. Only $14.98, rated PG.
I thought it was fabulous. The show was just incredible.
I loved it. I thought it was way much better than Power Rangers Live.
Mortal Kombat, live on stage. The best family show of the season ranks USA Today. See illusions, gymnastics, lasers, stunts, and more.
I'm so excited.
The show's great.
It was great, man.
The New York Times calls it an action fantasy spectacle. Prepare yourselves for Mortal Kombat live on stage. It's coming. Coming to an arena near you.
David Fishoff, who had worked on some other live events. We had a meeting. I think we can do the Mortal Kombat live. Do people on trampolines and do whatever, because Cirque du Soleil and some other things were happening then, so David sold the dream and we bought into it.
Next, how about adding a live-action road tour? Beginning in September, Mortal Kombat The Live Tour will sweep across the globe, bringing martial arts and illusion to more than 200 cities.
David Fishoff was the producer for that tour, and he really, really wanted me to be on that tour, even though I sucked at karate, to do publicity work. Pat Johnson, the director, said I sucked. Just like, she has no training. She is absolutely horrible. I can't use her. Fishoff was like, she'll learn. And we trained for 3 months in the Catskill Mountains, and it was 12 hours a day. I would get up before everybody in the morning, and I would be in the gym on the treadmill, and I would show up for our routines, and I had my headphones on all the time, learning the lines, and just wanted to prove, like, I could do this. You know, sometimes people ask me, have you ever been to this state? And I always think, probably. I'd be on the tour bus and we'd wake up in a new city every day. We'd do sometimes 3 shows a day in a city. It was exhausting. It was for about a year, I believe. We even did South America. I remember we were in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and I was fighting one of the ninjas, and there was this part where he throws me up, I do a back tuck, and then I land back down and we start fighting again. And when he threw me up, I fell back down, and his foot was there, and my foot caught his foot. So my knee just went. He looks at me with these big saucer eyes, and he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, no. Put me in a headlock, drag me backstage. And my knee is out, like, out here, right? And I go, pull it. And he looks at me, and he says, I'm not fucking touching it. And he's like, you're on your own. I go get me some tape. And as he was gone, I just went like that, and it just popped right back in. And I taped it up really tight, and it sucked because I had to go back on, go up some stairs, and then Tsung was behind me, and he had to make me disappear, and I had to go down a trap chute, and that was a jump. So I had to like land on one leg, and then out the back with a cab waiting for me to take me to the hospital. And I blew out my ACL, and I was like, I'm going to finish this tour because we're almost done. I came back on stage within a week. I got a brace. I had to finish. You could not tell me that I was not going to finish this tour. And I did it.
The way that they were crafting with all the various talent, Kerri and everybody else, to see it live, it was remarkable.
And by the end of the tour, Pat Johnson came up to me and he said, I just want you to know that I think you have balls of steel. And it grabbed to my heart because it meant so much to me for him to actually see how hard I was working. I got a little, verklempt. It was so important for me to impress him because he impressed me. And I did it.
I've read people respond to, like, Ultimate came out because MK3 wasn't performing the way we had hoped, but that had nothing to do with it. We were going to be releasing the home game, MK3, relatively soon.
Round 1. Fight.
So the idea was when MK3 comes out for the home, we'll refresh the arcade with Ultimate MK3.
We were fully aware of the home versions and the role they were playing, and we didn't want the arcade industry to think that we forgot about them. You'll have a cooler version.
In September, when Mortal Kombat hysteria reaches a fever pitch, a ROM update will be available to operators free of charge. When you buy the game, you own the update. This update will feature new characters, new secret moves, and additional fighting environments not available on any home platform. The update will make your arcade game a brand new fighting experience.
That was planned, and so it was part of the plan all along, and so we withheld purposely what we thought were the most popular characters just so that we would give it a bump when Ultimate came out. The fact that it was Scorpion and Sub-Zero and Kitana and Mileena just meant that we were able to squeeze more characters with less memory.
Well done. With MK2, I remember that we had such success with bringing new characters, Kung Lao, Jax, Kitana, Mileena. They were so iconic that we were like, adding new characters is cool. And the next game we had 15, so we couldn't bring all 12 from MK2, and we wanted to bring back Sonya and Kano and stuff like that. So from my perspective, I just remember not really realizing how much Scorpion and Sub-Zero were the poster characters.
Yeah.
So we were just like, okay, let's make Sub-Zero unmasked, and he wrote a story for him.
Right.
And Scorpion, we'll just give him a rest, you know, which was blasphemy. We balanced it better. I think Ultimate MK3 was much better balanced than MK3. A lot of people come to me and there's this debate of what's the better game, Mortal Kombat 2 or Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. There's always this a little bit of a debate going on that they play so differently. But the fact that they're so different to me is what's cool. Is like, you know, they're two very different games as opposed to the same game with prettier graphics.